Hey guys, Flash from Flash Hobbies here, and today I'm doing a special outdoors edition. I'm out in my backyard. So the reason why I want to do a build series on this truck is I've only ran it one time, and I've already had a few issues with it. And well, pretty much let me just explain. So from what you see in the video, I was only running two-wheel drive, and the reason being is because the rear shaft. So the rear shaft on it has kind of gone kaput. If you can see here, I can pretty much spin it by hand and it's not actually turning any gears. So this whole entire plastic piece is just shot. So I went onto Nitro RX or Nitro RCX or whatever it's called, where you can get the parts for this, and the shipping is ridiculous. Like these stock plastic universals are like $6, but the shipping is like $12. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to spend almost $16 on plastic parts whenever I can get an upgraded part. So the next video that I'm going to be doing is I got some actual metal and aluminum dog bones or universal shafts or whatever you want to call them, and I'll be installing these. These should hold up pretty well. But the purpose for this video basically is some tire mods. So as you can see, if you saw the video, basically you would see that these don't actually grip very well. Reason being is they might do pretty well in mud, but they don't actually grip anything. So what I'm going to do is, since this is a fairly cheap RC, I figure why not experiment with different things and see what works and what doesn't. So I decided I'm going to cut into the tires. So exactly what mods are we going to be doing with this? So we're going to cut the tread pattern. Basically what we're going to cut is all of these here, these two, and every other one. These two, then these two. Basically all these little chevron shaped ones I'm going to keep because I feel those are actually dig in, and these I feel are making it slip very much. But one thing I do like is they're already pre-cut on the ends, on the edges, so I felt like these were grabbing, but it's just the center was just slipping. So basically, hopefully by creating that, it'll actually give it a little bite each time that it tries to grab onto something. Because I mean, for stock tires, they actually feel pretty good. Also, what I'm going to do is, since these are true bead locks, I'm going to look at the foams and see what kind of other things I can do to them. From what I know is, when I got it, they were pretty wet inside, and I haven't had a chance to drain them out. So the foams might be ruined. If they are, I might just run it without the foams and just have a flat tire. So let's get started. So to get started, we have to take off the beadlock ring, which it takes about 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we'll have to remove those. You'll also have to take it off of the hub. I would recommend taking it off of the hub first and then working with the wheel. So one thing that I failed to realize is actually how much water are in these. Once I opened it up, well, once I took it off the hub, I mean, just look at that. That's a lot of water to be holding in there. So we're gonna open this up and see what's inside. So this rig just keeps on surprising and surprising. I thought these were aluminum beadlock rings. They're actually plastic. Fooled me. I don't know if they fooled you. They also have 7 more in the back, so we got to take those out. And you're gonna have to do this for each wheel, but I think it'll be worth it because if we can get the traction that we're looking for, and I don't have to buy or spend $100 in tires, and hey, I'm all for it. And all you basically are going to need are some Lexan scissors, or just basically any small type of scissors that you feel comfortable using. It's going to cut through this rubber. So now we have all of them off, and pop that one off, also plastic. So now the wheels should just come off. So this is definitely an interesting beadlock system. I've used some beadlocks before and usually have the front face and the rear face. They're like 3 pieces, but it's the wheel itself that's 3 pieces. This one is 1 piece, 2.2 wheel, and then 2 pieces beadlock rings. So very interesting design. I mean, it works. The tires hold on pretty well, but boy, these are soaked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain the water off of these and see if they're salvageable. So pretty much this is what I was dealing with the whole rig. So take this out, take the rim off, then we took the foam out, and let's see. This is, every single wheel had this much water inside, and there's still some inside which you probably can't see because of the light, but if I switch it around there, but every single tire came that way. So I guess I can see why maybe I snapped that rear drive line, was because it was so much weight in the wheels. Alright, the last thing I'm going to do for the wheel modification is, these are the stock foams I have that came with it. I cleaned them up. They still seem pretty salvageable, so I'm going to cut into them. I am no way an expert in crawlers, so I have no idea what cutting these foams is going to do, but they feel pretty hard. So maybe they're not contouring as much as they need to. So I'm going to cut into them and cut some grooves in and see if that makes any difference. Worst case scenario, they're ruined and I have to buy new foams. No big deal. So this is the design I came up with. I wasn't sure how many to leave. My thinking is whenever it's crawling that these will actually cave into each other a little bit and it'll make the wheels compress a little bit in, since the tires themselves are already so hard. So the next step is to actually do the tires. So like I said, I'm cutting basically all of these out and I'm leaving the chevron patterns in. So this is what I'm doing, is basically just squeeze the wheel. I have some Lexan scissors here and I just cut till it comes off. And then, you know, you can go back through with an X-Acto knife, or if you want to sand it down, whatever you want to do. You know, it's really up to you. So I'll do another one so you can see basically what I'm doing. I squeeze it in just enough to where I can get the shape, and then I cut into it. So you just cut into it and then cut the rest off. Well, this is the final tread pattern that I came up with. Like I said, I cut all of these off and I left the chevron ones on, and I did it for every single wheel, and it actually feels a lot better already. Like just running my fingers through it, before it would kind of just slide through the wheel. Now it kind of hesitates or it gets caught in a little point here and there, so it might actually work. And this was the leftovers. That's trash. So let's put the wheels back together. Alright, so all the wheels are now put back together and they look better than ever. And just doing a quick test, they feel like they don't feel as hard as they used to, and I feel like they are going to grip, so they do feel a lot grippier. So I guess we'll see once we actually put them back on and we run it. I'm not going to put the wheels back on yet because the next video is going to we're basically going to tear this whole rig down. We're going to put marine grease and the diffs, the transfer case, both of the axles and all that. So stay tuned, and we're going to do a whole entire series on this. I was thinking about upgrading the motor to maybe a 45 turn or 55 turn. You guys let me know if that's a good idea or not. I'm basically just going to keep running this motor until it burns out, because I know the ESC is not going to burn out. It's a Traxxas one that I have, and those are pretty reliable for the most part. But yeah, that'll be the next step, is just basically breaking this bad boy down and just doing maintenance that it probably has never had. And we're also going to put new oil in the shocks and all that. So we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful for you.